Hi, this is Paris Wade with Penn Media with an exclusive interview with congressional candidate Joe Collins. Now, Joe is running against Maxine Waters in the 43rd District of California. Now, I caught up with Joe in the midst of campaigning, and he is getting ready for the California primary coming up next year. Now, Joe is a Navy veteran, a father, and he wants to bring several things to the district that he doesn't believe Maxine Waters provides. Now, I'm going to cut right to Joe explaining what he wants to do as a congressman.
Paris Wade with Penn Media, and I'm sitting here talking to the one, the only Joe Collins for Congress, and he's running against Maxine Waters in the 43rd District. I got that right, Joe, right? 43rd?
Yeah.
Okay,
43rd
in California, and he is, and you're a veteran, not a former veteran, but you're a veteran and naval veteran, right?
That's right.
And so I'm going to let Joe take it away. So I guess the first question I had, Joe, was why Maxine Waters?
Well, because I'm from the district, and growing up in the district, you see that you kind of see like what the norms are in the district, which is poverty, no jobs, no quality jobs, no quality way of life. And you would think that as a representative, you would do something to change the stigma or to change the culture of the environment. But growing up in the district, joining the military, coming back and seeing that things are the same, kind of lets me know that things need to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And so if we want different results, we have to choose a different path. And so that means, unfortunately, unseating Maxine Waters, who've done absolutely nothing for our district.
How long has Maxine been in there? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a long time, like almost 3 decades or something, right?
Yeah, almost 30 years.
Now, one of the biggest things that Joe wants to do for his district is he wants economic prosperity for everybody. He wants higher wages. He wants more millionaires created from the people in the district that start businesses and live the American dream.
Just so you know, I used to live over there in Long Beach. And yeah, I used to live in Long Beach. I used to live in LA, and I love it. I love that area. It's beautiful. The people are incredibly nice. Like, have you had any pushback when you're out campaigning at all in the district?
Kind of. It just depends on what area that I'm campaigning in. Everybody agrees that there's a problem. Everybody agrees that, we need a fresh face, and we need some different types of solutions in order to move forward. Just the pushback I get from some areas is like, don't bring white people to this area, or don't gentrify this area, things like that. But it's just like, it's going to happen regardless if you like it or not. The thing is, what are you willing to give up? To get what you want. You want quality jobs, you got to use opportunity zones. If you want to rebuild, you got to deal with the cost of living. But if you want to deal with the cost of living, we got to bring in new jobs. And so it's like a slippery slope dealing with some people. But once you start to explain, you're playing your position and where you plan on taking the district in the future, pretty much everybody gets on board with it.
And I'm sure you've seen it, but the job numbers that came out recently are absolutely incredible. There was a study that was put out. It was based on the U.S. Census, saying that 1.2 million people in the last, I want to say, basically the last year or so, have joined the middle class, which is, that's amazing to think about. That's like a vast number of people that have just joined the middle class, mostly because their wages have actually gone up in the last 2 years, and we're kind of coming out of this economic slump. Are those the kind of things you like to bring to the 43rd district there, is increase economic opportunity?
Exactly. I want to bring more than that. I want to create millionaires in the 43rd district, tons of millionaires. I want to bring so much growth and prosperity that in California would once again be where people go to fulfill the American dream. So I appreciate what the president is doing by creating more jobs, but we need more business owners as well.
Yep. Man, so I need to move over to your district.
So once I get in office, then sure.
No, that's I mean that's so anything besides economic prosperity, bringing more to that community. What other things are you looking to do with your campaign, and what do you want to do in Congress?
Yeah. So for the district, what I'm looking to do is I want to teach people how to start investing in themselves and how to invest in our economy so they can start building generational wealth for their families. I want to rebuild the relationship between the law enforcement and communities. I want to start rebuilding the communities and the infrastructure for the communities. I also want to overhaul the education program in California. In my district, I want my district to be able to provide quality education for the students. And I also want to expand the infrastructure or rebuild the infrastructure to support the expansion of businesses and housing. And so that's my immediate goals for the district. And I feel like helping the district would also help our country and our country's economy as well.
You're in Congress, then besides so you've named education, economic prosperity. Are there any other big issues that are important to you and that you would like to bring a perspective on in Congress?
Well, I'll tell you, I do have a lot of concerns when it comes to the country, and the majority of my concerns come with dealing with leadership or lack thereof. I feel like that we have so much divide in our country, so much divide between political parties as well as representatives for each district. So we have to address the issue of leadership. We have to be able to work together so we can provide some type of solutions to the American people. When it comes to foreign policy or trade policies, I believe that we have a lot of experts that we can work with and listen to get sound decisions. Well, we can get advice from to make sound decisions when it comes to moving our country forward. But before we can do any of that, we have to come together as a working operating unit, and I see that's what we don't have right now in the United States. So those are things that I am willing to address. But I believe as a freshman congressman, first coming into office, you don't do what you see AOC and the rest of these brand new freshmen doing, which is creating a bunch of uneducated nonsense drama. I think you have to sit back and you have to learn and develop an opinion that's suitable for the cause or that's suitable for the situation. A lot of the stuff that I hear these people say is just plain stupid, for lack of better words. It's just like it's so uneducated. You come from being a bartender to making policies, and 90% of everything that come out of your mouth is 100% wrong. And so I think that as a freshman congressman, you step back, focus on the district, focus on creating value for the people who live in your district while learning how Washington, D.C. and policies are made for our country.
Yep. And are there any committees on that note? Then are there any committees that you're specifically looking at that you would like to join when you're in there?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to be on the oversight committee. I'll tell you that because they get the bulk of the things that I guess like affects people the most. I would also like to be on the finance committee, and I also like to be on any committee that has to do with veterans or anything that's related to military.
Now, Joe, on top of being a veteran, is also a family man. He has 4 kids, and I asked him about his children and what they think of his campaign.
And so I know you've got some kids. So tell me about your family. I want to know what your kids also think about you running for Congress. Are they proud of you? Are they happy with it? Or they're just like, Dad, come on, another event?
You know what? To be honest, my children, they like traveling.
Okay.
They like going places with me. But I think the biggest thing is they want to meet the president. And every time I tell them, like, hey, Daddy got to go back to Washington, D.C. Are you going to meet the president? Are you going to meet President Trump? You can't meet him without us. And I'm just like, oh, man. So I have to break it to my kids. And if I meet the president or if I met the president, I'll make sure I'll take a lot of pictures and I'll send it to you. I'll probably call you on the phone or something. But my kids, they love it. They love it. I'm not sure if they understand what it is that I'm doing, but I know they like being with their dad and seeing, what their dad do or what it is that he planned on accomplishing for our country.
Yeah. And how old are your kids again? I know you got 3, right? Am I correct on that?
I have 4 children.
4, sorry.
Yeah. I have twins that are 9. I have a son that's 9. And my oldest daughter is 12.
Okay. So you had 3 come out at 3 at the same age, man. That's rough. That's a lot
like
of work.
hashtag military life. You know.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations on your run. Is there any other
Thank you.
message that you want to get out? Like I said, I know you're running against Maxine Waters, and she is in a tough, that is a tough district. And my hat's
Yeah.
off to you for running against her. Is there any other
Yeah.
message that you want to make clear? It is the reason you're running. Now is your time. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So when you talk about a tough district, here's the thing: a lot of people assume that it's a tough district, and in reality, it's not. It's a huge no party preference district. We have over 750,000 registered voters in our district, but only about 150 comes out to vote. And you see, Maxine Waters only wins with about 120 to 130,000 votes, which means that she is getting, 77 to 80% of the vote, but it's only those who are actually coming out to vote that she's getting at 80, 80 or 70%, which is only 22% of the actual voters in the district. And
Wow.
so this tells me and my campaign team that Maxine Waters is not as popular as everyone makes it seem like she is in a district. It's not a solely Democratic district like everyone would like to believe. Just the fact of the matter is people are not coming out to vote because they have never had a candidate of quality to vote for who they can identify with. And so now that people in the district do, they have a candidate, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. I'm getting a lot of positive support from the district, and so yeah, that's what it is. It's a very winnable district.
Awesome, man. Like I said, my hat's off to you. I've run before in politics. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. I know you're doing what I did times like 10 because it's in California. We have a lot more people. And I mean, my hat's off to you. It is a hard thing. And God bless you for running, Joe. I really mean that. And I mean, I wish all the best of luck to you. So I appreciate it.
Now, that's our exclusive interview with Joe Collins, who is running against Maxine Waters. Now, let me know what you think of Joe Collins. Do you think he can beat Maxine Waters? And go follow him on Facebook, Twitter, and go follow us at pinmedia.com. You can go follow our Facebook page, like us, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we look forward to getting you real news straight from the heart.